It's time now for the Peter Chill 11 o'clock news on this Monday night, August 10th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. 11 o'clock news at 9 there, and our top story at 11 o'clock here on this late Monday night here is in Ferguson, Missouri, where protesters regrouped at cities near St. Louis on Monday evening after a state of emergency was declared, aimed at preventing a repeat of the violence the night before the anniversary of the police shooting of an unarmed black man. Melissa Gibbert, the Little House of the Prairie actress, is running for Congress. The Rick Perry's presidential campaign has stopped paying all of its staff as Republican former Texas governor fundraising has dried up. Campaign officials and other Republicans familiar with the operation said late Monday. The brother of a college football player killed by police at a Texas car dealership questioned Monday whether deadly force was needed in the confrontation, which can't be seen on the video because there is no surveillance camera inside the showroom. In Istanbul, a spate of attacks across targeted security forces at the U.S. consulate that killed 6 people in an escalation of violence that threatens to destabilize an ally for the U.S. Japan has started its first nuclear reactor under the new safety rules following the 2011 Fukushima disaster as Japan's nuclear plants were gradually shut down after a series of meltdowns at the Fukushima plant sparked by the tsunami and earthquake. Olafant South Africa, before the 2 hunters were in Texas at breakfast, Stuart Thornton drove out a 12,000-acre game right as an outcry for Cecil Line undercut conservation efforts. A senior White House aide has been charged with assault in the Washington, D.C. suburbs after a report Lily threatened an incident with her boyfriend. 2 men convicted of parachute jumping from the top of New York's One World Trade Center have been sentenced to community service in order to pay $2,000 in fines. 2 13-year-old girls accused of stabbing a classmate to please the online horror character Slender Man will be tried in an adult court where they could face up to 65 years in prison. In Jake Lake, Arizona, a 40-day stay searchers have found the body of a 5-year-old Arizona boy who disappeared from a report campsite near north of the Grand Canyon last week. In Shanghai, China has devalued the yuan on Tuesday after random poor economic data guided the currency to its lowest point in almost 3 years. In Houston, Warren Buffett's $32.3 billion deal for Precision Castparts Corporation shows his willingness to overlook repeated operations stumbles up the company to place a long-term bet on the growth of global air travel. Activists went to the central bank to wait for more wage growth for Barbara Wright to help them explain why. The IRS warned taxpayers to be vigilant and alert in the wake of involving tax scams. A recent IRS press release that notes that the Treasury Inspector for General of Tax Administration has received reports of roughly $600,000 to $600,000 in contacts. Astronauts on the International Space Station got to taste the first ever space-grown vegetable, red romaine lettuce. A U.S. study of 83,000 veterans suggests doses of testosterone that restore low levels in older men may also protect against heart attacks and strokes. Local drug makers Biggest Ball struck a deal to try to develop a vaccine to prevent a form of cervical head and neck cancer. Minimum with biological research mission, which is AstraZeneca, Semana, and Correa in Novio. Hearing loss occurs gradually as one ages is relatively common and also known as presbycusis. Close to the 1/3 of people in the United States between 65 and 75 plus many that have some degree of hearing loss with heredity and chronic exposure. You like at New England Influence here at 1103. In Shirley, Massachusetts, a prison disturbance at the MCI Shirley. One correction officer transported via advanced life support hospital, unknown further details. And FDNY set down all hands at Blocks 3223 at 360 Wilson Avenue. And fire was in the rear of the pro drilling in. Fire was knocked at the time, and truck company searched for pockets of the fire. Peter Channel News on 1104 this late Monday night here. Time out for a travel report here. And smooth sailing highways, byways in Rhode Island here. And 95 a little slow through the Sharon Stretch around Route 1. Route 3 then the northbound side, so for Braintree Stretch from Union Street and Braintree all the way up to the Braintree split. 495 at the northbound side, a little slow for the Milford Stretch. Mass back into the westbound, slow for 146 in Millbury 2 before Route 293, 95 at Auburn here. Southeast Express to the northbound side, so from Mass Ave to the Mass Pike in Boston. 93 southbound, so from Several all the way up to the Zinkin Bridge here. Route 3 on the northbound side, we have an accident here. up in Billerica before exit 27, so expect a few delays here. 129 on the southbound side, so for the Linfield stretch. 93 to the northbound side, also for the Redden stretch around Route 129 here. 129 on the northbound side, also around Highland Avenue, Needham. Mass parking to the eastbound side. It's slow before Route 128 in Weston here. Up in New Hampshire, Route 101 on the eastbound side, so from Candia to Route 107 here. 95 on the southbound side, so after the Spalding Turnpike in Portsmouth, New Hampshire here. And the main turnpike's looking good from York to Augusta via Kittery. And take a look at the MBTA alerts here on this Monday night here. Commuter rail's looking good. Subway system, it is looking good. And the ferries are looking good here. Pizza Cello do stop 11:06 on this late Monday night here.
With first class humidity diet 3%, wind speed southeast wide 3 miles an hour, barometer 30.04 inches, dew about 60 degrees, visibility 10 miles an hour. Okay, let's take a look at our current conditions by region here at the 11th hour here.
68 degrees on temperature in Boston, 69 in Salem, 69 in Gloucester, 72 in Lawrence, 69 in Bedford, 70 in Pittsburgh, 65 in Worcester, 68 in Sturbridge and Milford. It's 67 in Darwin, 65 in Taunton, 66 in Bedford, 66 in Plymouth and Chatham, 64 in Parkside and Falmouth, 68 in Cape Cod Bay, 64 in Nantucket, 65 in Martha's Vineyard, 64 in Smithfield. It's 69 in Wesley, 68 in 71 in Montauk, 74 in Islip, 76 in New York City, 73 in Bridgeport, 72 in New Haven, and 69 in Denver, 68 in Waterbury, 73 in Meriden, 72 in Hartford and Woods Lockton and Springfield and in Greenfield, 70 in Athol and in Northampton, 68 in Pittsfield, 72 in Albany, 71 in Sugar Springs, 70 in Rutland, Vermont, 71 in Bennington, Vermont, 67 in Bremer, Vermont, 71 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 73 in LaGuardia and Concord, New Hampshire, 70 in Keenan, Manchester, New Hampshire, 69 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 72 in Nashville, New Hampshire, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 69 degrees up in Portland, Maine. Here. Okay, take a look at a search map of the country. Shows a warm station around Saskatchewan, Bridgewood is cold front from Manitoba, stretching to northern Ontario, and with a low pressure up in the northwestern portion of Quebec, with a pink front in western Quebec, and a warm front down from Quebec here. And it's another stationary front from northeast Montana, Bridgewood, cold front from the North Dakota, and the Dakotas, stretching down from the Northern Great Lakes, and then up in the eastern Quebec down from western Ontario. Eastern Ontario down western Quebec here. And another stationary front from eastern Colorado, stretching down in Kansas, merging with cold front from Missouri, stretching in the air for the Ohio Valley, merging with warm front from central Ohio down for the Virginians and the northeastern eastern portion of the North Carolina. And then stationary front from southern Florida, stretching out to sea here. Low and a front from Montana, and then a front from Central Oregon, down from North Central Nevada, and down from North Central Utah. And a front with low pressure off the Oregon and California coastlines here. And a front with a pair of low pressure from southeastern California and down from Gulf of California here. With a low pressure to southern Oregon and off the Oregon coast here. And low pressure to central Ohio here. And we got high pressure off New England coast, off the Carolinas, off the southeastern Texas coast, off northeastern Mexico, off northern Mexico. And a ridge of high pressure down from the Rockies, Central Rockies, and another high pressure from southern South Dakota and up in the central Manitoba here. And high pressure to southwestern Quebec here. 71 degrees on temperature right now in Detroit and Pittsburgh, 74 in Washington, D.C., 76 in Atlanta, 83 in Miami, Florida, 84 in Brownsville, Texas, 102 degrees in Dallas, Texas, 79 in Kansas City, 75 in Chicago, 71 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 77 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 71 in Omaha, Nebraska, 75 in Chicago, 79 in Kansas City, 91 in Great Falls, Montana, 84 in Seattle, 66 in San Francisco, 71 in Los Angeles, 100 degrees in Phoenix, 102 in Las Vegas, 93 in Salt Lake City, 74 in Denver, Colorado, and 77 degrees out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here. All right, let's take a look at what is going on in the radar situation here. And our radar situation shows some rain showers in southern Quebec, searching it out of northeastern portions of Ontario down for western New York State and around northwestern portions of Pennsylvania, and a lot of rain showers around Virginia, around western North Carolina area. And that was 1 hour ago here. Where's my radar here? Alright, let's get to what's going on in the tropics here. There it is, here. And we're seeing some spotty rain showers in southern Vermont, up in the east central New York, and a lot of rain showers from southern Quebec, stretching in the northeastern Ontario, down for upstate central and west central portion of New York, east of Buffalo, stretching in the northwestern Pennsylvania, and a lot of showers and storms around Virginia, and the stretching of western Carolina is there. And a lot of rain showers around east central Pennsylvania, down for southern New Jersey, and off the Delaware coast there. And zooming you to see where these rain showers are. And it shows some rain showers around Beartown, around Sunderland, around Stratton, Vermont, and around Westover, and a lot of rain showers in West Emerson and west of Bradford, and stretching into Westminster and into west central portion of New Hampshire here. Some spotty rain showers in the southeastern and northwestern portions of Newfoundland there, and a lot of rain showers in the west central Quebec and the east central portions of Ontario here. And the rain showers and storms stretching down through the Canada, Zanford, north central Georgia, and central portions of Alabama, and east central portions of Mississippi here, and a lot of rain showers around the Florida Gulf Coast from Tampa down for Fort Myers here, and a lot of rain showers off the Florida East Coast here, and blobs of showers and storms from north central portions of Mexico, and a lot of rain showers around Arizona, and a lot of heavy showers and thunderstorms from north central New Mexico, stretching into extreme west central Oklahoma Panhandle, and extreme northwestern portions of Texas here. Some spotty rain showers and storms around central, east central, and west central portions of Colorado. Spotty rain showers around Utah, and then up in the north central Nevada, and down for south central portions of Idaho, and some spotty rain showers around western Montana, down for southeastern British Columbia, and down for southern Alberta, and a lot of rain showers in central portions of Alberta. And a lot of rain showers and storms in west central portions of Washington State, down to western Oregon, and down off to the northwestern portions of California here. Okay, let's take a look at our satellite loop view that shows a lot of clouds from Quebec and eastern Ontario, stretching it in the Atlantic seaboard from New York State and western New England, stretching it in through northern Alabama, down from northeastern Mississippi, and a lot of clouds from southwestern Mississippi down to Louisiana here. A lot of clouds from southeastern Texas Gulf Coast here. And a lot of clouds from western Kansas, Oklahoma, and then Texas, and coming to much of Fort Worth region and down from Mexico. And an avalanche clouds from north central California, northwestern and northern portion of Nevada, and up in Oregon, Washington State, overnight hold up to Montana, and up in the British Columbia, and up for Alberta, and up for southwestern and northeastern portions of Saskatchewan and western portions of Manitoba. Here. Okay, let's take a look at what is going on in the tropics here. Nothing brewing in the Atlantic here. In eastern Pacific, disorganized showers and thunderstorms continue in association with an area of low pressure looking about 13 miles west-southwest of the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula, while the low has recently become better defined. Further development in this system is unlikely to increase in unfavorable upper-level winds, and while it moves westward at around 10 miles an hour. Formation chance for 4 hours. Low 10% formation chance for 5 days. Low 10% air. And latest on Hurricane Hilda air. It is still a Category 1 storm with 16.7 in the north, 150.5 to the west. Max sustained winds 9 miles an hour. Move with northwest wind 6 miles an hour air. Okay, let's take a look at the latest public advisory on. That's 11 a.m. So we'll skip that here. And move on to the forecast discussion here. High pressure over the coastal waters will move out to sea overnight as low pressure will move across the St. Lawrence River Tuesday, and warm front will move across southern New England in the morning, followed by a cold front Tuesday night. Showers and thunderstorms with local heavy rainfall will be used up mainly dry, steadily warm weather Wednesday, Thursday, except for this isolated. Showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night over front will report the region of Friday and move slowly across the area next weekend with the greatest chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. New turbulence at 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. Later in the altitude cumulus clouds across the region of mostly western Worcester. Satellite shows increasing lower clouds to our west and trending east as continue to support the forecast of increasing clouds and showers and thunderstorms over western and central New York and trending east but should be reaching on western areas until near morning. No significant changes in the forecast here. Still look for overnight lows in the 60s, so I'm expecting a low of 60 to 65 degrees with high humidity when you wake up in the morning, and tomorrow's highs 70 to 76 degrees. Here's that'll be my predicted highs here. Okay, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Oh, let's look at weather notes here. Highs today range in the mid from 34 degrees in Nantucket into the 70s on the coast to 80s inland here. Rain arrives mid-morning. Afternoon thunderstorms expected 1 to 2 inches rain. Localized flooding possible here. Isolated strong and severe thunderstorms possible. The marginal risk in southern New England. When you get up north, Vermont and New Hampshire, Maine will be a marginal risk. In southern New England, the volume will be a slight risk up in northern New England there. The morning sprinkles, steady rain arrives in the mid-morning, and heaviest rain arriving in the afternoon here. So the morning commute should be fine. Evening commute, very tricky with all the downpours and heavy rain. So if you're going home tomorrow evening, expect extra time in your commute due to the downpours here. And the marginal risk of thunderstorms will be southern New England with a marginal risk of severe weather in southern New England. Slight risk up north. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine here. Alright, 7-day forecast will like this. Tonight, most of the clouds got low around 61 degrees and light southeast wind. Today, chance of showers and thunderstorms and showers possibly a thunderstorm after 1 p.m. Thunderstorms produce every rainfall. Patch fog before after 2 p.m. High near 37 degrees and southeast wind about 5 to 11 miles, but Gusty has 24 miles an hour. Anticipation is 8% new rainfall miles between 3/4 of 1 inch possible. Tuesday, showers and possibly a thunderstorm before 1 a.m. Then a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 1 and 3 a.m. Then a chance of showers up to 3 a.m. Thunderstorms produce every rainfall. Patch fog before 1 a.m. 65 degrees and southward about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Anticipation is 8%. New rainfall miles between 1/2 and 3/4 inch possible. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms also possible after 11 a.m. Patch fog before 9 a.m. west. Punch skies about 82 degrees and westward about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Anticipation is 30%. New rainfall miles less than 10 minutes. 6 miles possible thunderstorms. There. With that, forecast skies about 61 degrees and calm wind. Thursday, Seth got about 81 degrees. Thursday night, mostly good got about 59 degrees. Friday, Seth podcast got about 84, about 64 degrees. Saturday, chance of showers between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and a chance of showers at thunderstorms after 1 p.m. Most of the got about 85 degrees and chest patient 30%. Saturday night, chance of showers, most got about 64 degrees and chest patient 30%. Sunday, most of the podcast got about 81 to about 61 degrees. And for Monday, most of the got about 80 degrees. Peter's weather phrase of the day. A wet Tuesday in store. Peter Channel News Time, 11:20 on this Monday night here, and it is time now for our sports roundup on this Monday night here. August the 10th, and the Red Sox have the night off. Tomorrow they open up a quick 2-game series down in Miami against the Miami Marlins with and looking at Major League Baseball scores in this Monday night here. Bottom of the fourth, Baltimore Orioles are leading the Seattle Mariners 2-1. Washington Nationals leading the Los Angeles Dodgers 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Cincinnati Reds are leading the San Diego Padres 1-0 in the top of the third. Bottom of the fifth, Arizona Diamondbacks to the Philadelphia Phillies 5-2. New York Mets with the Colorado Rockies 4-2. Kansas City Royals beat the Detroit Tigers 4-0, and then the Chicago White Sox defeat the Los Angeles Angels 8-2. And the Pawtucket Red Sox lose to Scranton Wilkes-Barre out of Pennsylvania 2-1 to the Red Raiders. Nothing brewing in the WNBA, so moving on to sports news here. UFC President Dana White has locked down a date and venue for the highly anticipated bout between Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor, according. The date is set for December 12th on a Saturday in Las Vegas. And speaking of Vegas, Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony are scheduled to make their first substantial on-court comeback steps in Tuesday's opening day of U.S. basketball workouts. Jermaine Garoppolo has the talent to be an effective replacement of Tom Brady during Brady's 4-game suspension, but a young New England Patriots quarterback still must improve in numerous facets of his game. The Tristan Thompson contract negotiations have to be the first in the modern NBA history have protracted. Showdown over the service of the player, who averaged 8.5 points per game in the season before hitting in free agency. The campaign was successful, and the result was a playing final with Eagles practice carrying a banner that read, "We still them boys," because, according to Lane Johnson, Greg Hundred funded Cowboys playing banner was a waste of money. Haven, Wisconsin, the notorious Justin Johnson bunker whistling straights is gone. The will that made the bunker famous 5 years ago remains. Should the Chicago Blackhawks have managed to start winger Patrick Kane in a more effective manner? Washington, after 2 hours of intense practice in the lingering afternoon heat here last weekend in the City Open, Marion Clay finished with a series of sprints. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in the market for a new kicker, with Sean Shisham lost it a year due to a torn ACL. Shisham suffered an injury Sunday night. It's all for game against Minnesota. In Spartanburg, South Carolina, Cam Newton needs to be led with that, not his right hook, for the Carolina Panthers here. Those who consider social media a reliable measure of sentiment and trend likely if you do, NBC scores 6-year deal to as EPL's exclusive U.S. broadcaster. White Lane Kiffin, coach of Alabama Crimson Tide football, replaced LeBron James while discussing his offensive approach. The New York Rangers signed the former Los Angeles Kings center Jarrett Stoll on Monday, a few months after he pleaded guilty of a felony cocaine case. Michael Kadar arrived to work on Monday as an active member of the New York Mets for the first time in about 2.5 weeks and found that his old position had been effectively filled. Yatrer. In the English Premier League, Manchester City cruise past West Bromwich Albion. And that is going to be it for Sports Memory on this Monday night and the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on this Monday night, August 7th, 2015. Please have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more important.